Hello and welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Farthest Frontier. This is the first part of the third stream. Last time it took about 3 streams to sort of get the city to the endpoints. We may finish this time, although technically we had a fourth stream and then it was like 1 or 2 parts we snuck in. So it may take a little bit more than this stream. We may have one more stream after this. But we'll see how that goes. So, in the last stream, we did manage to wall the town in with palisades. We do have merchants in town before I let too much time pass. I should check to see if we want to trade with the merchants. You would buy... The only thing you'd buy that we really got surplus of is maybe tools. And we now actually have everyone equipped with the tools, so that is in fact surplus tools. So I could potentially sell some tools. That wouldn't be the worst of plans. And what could we get back for the tools? Upkeep cost for soldiers is actually really tempting. Although getting 30,000, or not 3,000 money would not be trivial. Flour, sand, grain. Here we're now collecting grain. I think the windmill isn't built yet. Yeah, the windmill is there, so the windmill isn't built. But once we get the windmill built, we'll be able to turn our grain into flour. I don't necessarily want to preemptively buy grain, but we will sell potentially a little bit of tool. I know we only got 6 days before we leave. Let's assume that we're not going to trade with him. We can trade with this person. So let's give you 21 pots and 20 things of clothes. Yeah, clothes. Clothes will be fine. In theory, we're producing clothes now, although that might be why the windmill is not done, because those are competing for the same component. Okay, so that assigned, we can let that start to move around. How much gold do we have in this mine? A lot of gold in that mine. If we got a lot of surplus workers, we might want to accelerate gold mining. Probably got enough that I can sell with gold mining. So maximize the gold mining. Our iron mine, I think, has already been... Oh, I haven't maximized iron mining. Maximized that iron mining. Worst case scenario, that means we will have to move the iron mine sooner. But that's probably fine. I should probably send the troops up to deal with the wolf den there. Technically, you can hunt the wolves, but unlike the boar, they're a lot less valuable for doing that with. Which reminds me, have we... We do have you upgraded, so... And we've got the setting up. So we were just short on the iron there. Okay, so we just need the smelter to smelt faster. Which is something we could save up for. Blast furnace. I think we're about to have a merchant arrive, is what's going on there? Oh, is that one leaving? Arriving. And we can sell tools to this one, so that's what we'll do. So 17 things of soap, 15 things of tools. Oh, let's get the speed up before I forget. Move a little bit faster. Yeah, we should be over the next... Well, this should, I think, will be the first year we get green in it. Next year we'll have some there, and the year after we'll have there, so we should have a reliable supply of green coming in. Okay, clothing has arrived, so we'll sell that. Surprised the pots haven't arrived. The tools arrived. Of course, the tools were stored pretty close by, so that doesn't surprise me. Sell the tools. Thinking about it, is there anything I want to buy off of these guys? Other than just money. Crude tools, not really. I could buy shields. They're reasonably cheap, and that would get the armor, focusing on other things. Or we could buy flour. Or we could buy paper. paper would not be a bad choice, I think. Yeah, let's buy some paper. Buy and transfer paper. That'll get us our science going a little bit faster. Infra going a little bit faster. And there's the windmill getting done, so that's good. And sell. And sell. For the moment, I think the one guy working the windmill will be fine. $700 or something wheat should be coming in, which obviously won't fill the granary up, but it's a start. So 700 comes in, 10 gets converted to 10. Okay, so it's neutral from a throughput standpoint. We do now have paper, so our knowledge has increased in rate. Although it's still estimating something like 12 months with paper involved, so 12 months per discovery with paper involved. So science is not going to be the fastest in the world. Again, I think it is time to go hunting the boar, at least. Let's get another hunter going. Maybe I will put someone on the boar and the wolf over here for hunting purposes. We'll want these upgraded for that, but it shouldn't be too bad. Got a forger shack there. I think this is the forger shack we probably want to upgrade first, so we can get it going after Willow. We'll grow Willow in its own little garden. Yeah, nothing else to trade with them. So we'll transfer this to the town storage. And we've got adequate housing remote, so don't need to continue to fill out this housing district over here. I'll be back. And welcome back. The family decided to yell at me downstairs, which is not particularly conducive for uninterrupted video recording. Don't know what I was in the middle of doing. So here, I think we want you upgraded. Of course, we're having you hunt the boar. And then you're going to hunt the boar and the wolf. 40 villagers born, so we're not desperate for more housing. Desirability-wise, so we've got everything up here, upgraded to tier 2. Could probably do some more work if we want to get them upgraded all to tier 3. But I think getting the second neighborhood up to tier... 10 more people. Yeah, we got the space for that. Getting the second neighborhood upgraded to tier 2 is probably a good start. Rather than focusing too much on getting the first one up high. Crops lost to frost. Okay, so they didn't get the wheat harvest all the way in before we got some frost lost. There's a new knowledge point. So what do we want to do in the tree here? You probably want the cheesemaker so we can get the milk converted into cheese. Eat in drought. Yield. Not too worried about beer. Glass recycling, 2% chance. This is one thing people brought up with the glassware is like glassware is pretty expensive. So having the ability to get it back after you consume certain items is nice. Crack sealed barrels. Oh, that's potentially nice. Unlock the Cooper. We probably want to unlock the Cooper, obviously, before we grab that. Market generated addiction taxes, reduce happiness, or merchants. Okay. Merchant sell prices may be something we want to pick up. I think we mainly want to be picking up things that unlock stuff for us. Or at least are improvements to what we have. Upgrading the armory, not too worried about. Blacksmith Workshop's a little bit tempting, although the Blacksmith Workshop's mostly... I think it's going to be more weapon upgrades rather than just better workshop. Firewood Splitter. Oh, that's also... Firewood Splitter can upgrade to Firewood Splitter, or... Firewood Splitter Workshop. Saw Pit can upgrade to Saw Mill. Yeah, we probably want that at some point. Quarry, Deep Mines. So we're going to want up there somewhere at some point. Probably do want to do the Smelty first. Smeltery. Yeah, let's pick up that tech. Go that one. So we're going to have the next one in just under 12 months. We now have the upgrade to improve this throughput, so we need to save up some iron, we need to save up a bunch of bricks. In the meantime, growing the city as normal is the plan of the day. Looks like, yeah, we do definitely want more iron, which is not mining. We actually have surplus iron in stockpile. I believe it is the actual refining here we need to do. And I don't think we're high enough tier for tier 4 stuff. I think we're still tier 3. Yeah, we just need the towns under the grip and stuff like that. Okay. Probably wouldn't be a bad plan if we actually, you know, we're doing beer. We're not doing beer yet. We're focusing more on food. Let's get a well in before that becomes a potential problem. Plenty of housing. And then, yeah, I think improving the desirability over here is the plan. The next plan. Which one? That's mostly going to be stone and money. Although, what? For the upgrading the town center... Okay, so we need 30 large houses if I want to do that upgrade. We do actually have all the requirements for the upgrade, so I could potentially save up for that. Other than getting the houses upgraded. Okay, so let's do some housing promotion here. So the big thing that might come to nibble me in the bum is running out of stone. We are enough tier for Quarry. I think Quarry's tier 3. Quarry is tier 3. We'd have to unlock it, basically. I think the closest quarry was over here. All the quarries we have are up in the sort of hilly region over here. as I lean my head much closer to the minimap so I can try to see stuff in the minimap. Yeah, we got 3 quarries over here, and that's the only places we found quarries. Oh, before I forget, it is winter, so it's time to move the herd. Here we go. So yeah, might save... Well, we'll probably spend the next point... Ooh, we do have... I suppose I could do beautification. The beautification one instead of the quarries. That's the two I'm thinking of right now, is the quarries and the beautification. We are going to be saving up to upgrade the foundry here, which is bricks and iron. I think we also need that for, yeah, the town center. More bricks, more iron, more gold. As we've expanded the gold mining, we're getting a bit more in from manufacturing, so we're definitely making money pretty quickly. Which will allow us to be more aggressive with building beautification. It's just a disease that is acceptable to. Okay. Stricken with worms. That can't be comfortable. How many do we have on construction? We've got 8 that is doing the task. I'll up it to 24. I don't think it's an assignment number. I think it's actually who's assigning themselves to it. Problem. We got 10 of 12 soldiers. And we can afford to keep these guys up, so we'll keep them up and keep their veterancy. What little veterancy they have. Well, they have no veterancy, so maybe that's an argument to disband them. Last time I upgraded the roads. This time, I probably should upgrade the roads, but we don't necessarily have to do the beautification I want, and the roads, I probably don't have the stone for that. And the quarry is a... known quarry is a decent distant way. And even if it's not the known territory doesn't have any, because besides over there. So it's not like there's some unexplored bit of land I can go find it in. It's that far away or farther, is the current guess. A little low on firewood, although we did just come out of the winter. So I'll have to probably keep up on top of that for the firewood splitter. Well, I think we actually did do 2 fire splitters last time, so that wouldn't be the worst of plans. Getting a second one up. Okay, people don't want to be near that, so we do need to put that near the edge of town. Yeah, that's a reasonable space for that. Stick it over there. 4 new villagers born. Yeah, 4 new villagers born. So, population continues to grow. Predators are attacking. In a way, we're picking fights with the predators, right? We're sending hunters after the boar. Could do with more iron. That might actually just be a thing to buy off the merchants. The merchants come in with iron, we just buy their iron. New merchant has arrived. Speak of the devil, and the devil doth appear. Be the case sometimes. 5 heavy tools. We can sell candles. Candles are definitely on the valuable to sell list. Could buy bricks. The bricks, in theory, he's giving us cheap bricks. Selling cheap bricks right now. We're not ready necessarily for spice. We're not going to bother with that. Yeah, I think we'll just move 17 candles. And then maybe wait for a different merchant to buy stuff from a different merchant. You're all over 90. We're going to have to do a little bit over in that corner and a little bit down in this corner. Probably a little over in this corner as well. And get everyone up to 30. Get everyone into proper homesteads instead of shelters. And then we'll start going back to the first one to prove that location. Try to get the first one all up to large houses. Large houses hold 6, homesteads hold 5, basic shelters hold 4. And then I think it's like 8 and 10 or something like that. Like the last couple levels are pretty valuable from a housing standpoint. Are the candles delivered? Yeah. Okay, the beautification's in. So I should be able to see what the state of beautification we may need is. Let's work on that corner, because we can get 2 rungs pretty easy there. Decoration. So, you're providing like 3 to 4. So that'll get the 24 up to 30 there. Then we just do 1 there to get you up to 30. Okay. Honestly, I'm a little bit tempted just to finish building all of regular houses. Brought us a little bit more housing than we need, but it's fine. You covered, we got you covered, we got those guys covered, covered, yeah. So I think everyone's covered as far as the rent catcher is concerned. Second merchant has arrived. Okay. So then maybe wood, which is renewable. I don't think there's anything I want to sell to them. We did, because we sold stuff to the first one, we do have some money in the trading post that we could use to turn around and buy iron in this case. That is a pretty good price for iron. Buy and transfer. I'm a little bit tempted to buy a little bit more. Bring a little bit of the treasury in. Yeah, let's bring a little bit of the treasury in. To just buy a bunch of iron. We've got an iron shortage, we've got a lot of stuff that we want to build that involves iron. I want to upgrade the place that makes the iron, which costs iron. I want to upgrade these hunters, which costs iron. Building a fire, but it's in the middle of a primary neighborhood, so it'll get put out pretty quickly. I say, and then they're apparently struggling to put it out. Come on, guys, put it out. New villagers have graduated. Anyway, our money has arrived, so let's go ahead and buy a bunch of iron for various applications. Buy and transfer. We're gonna upgrade these places we got hunting boar. I think the big priority would be the foundry itself. Okay, so the foundry itself, we're just going to be waiting on bricks. So I could accelerate the clay mining and the brick maker. Where's my clay mine? There's my clay mine. We'll go to full speed there, which will deplete that mine pretty quickly. Third one. I think I'd probably be selling as the tools. We're going to hold off because we're a little bit... We just bought the iron. I don't want to be turning it just around. Buying iron just to turn around, turn it into tools, and sell the tools sort of thing. It's not what I want to be doing. The brickmaker, turn you up. I do have another source of close clay, right? I've got a deep clay deposit, which... So it would technically be a yes. It's not exactly what we want to do. Okay, so it might be a little more troublesome when we run out of clay. We can go over there. We can do a little bit of leveling and put the clay over there. Where do I need to build a bridge? No, bridges are a new thing. Oh, we lost a villager to a predator. That's the wolves showing off that the wolves are not completely harmless. Unpathable terrain. Okay, well that makes sense. So it's not just drawing a road across the river. Might have to look about and build bridges. That was brought up in one of the patch notes, but I wasn't at the time that interested in trying to figure out how to build a bridge, so I don't remember what it was or what needed to be done. Okay, so we got a 22 here from a desirability standpoint and a 16. 16s are probably going to be the harder one. Looking to maybe put a different type of decoration in there. And then just the garden trail. Medium park? Oh, that's medium garden. I probably want like a small park. Yeah, small park's a good start there. There. There's our knowledge. It's tempting again as it go beautification. I'm gonna go woodworking here, so we can get the upgrades for a couple of our wood-related buildings before I need them. Get you going, and yeah, let's get both wood splitters upgraded. Sawmills, bricks. Yeah, so we're kind of being hammered by the need for bricks at this point for continued building improvements. So I do need that brick worker working faster. But yeah, thinking about the road, or thinking about a bridge, because I get a bridge crossing that way. That allows us better access to the play over here without having to go through the wolf. Although the top couple here aren't that bad are going around the top. Yeah, at least as far as building's concerned, I don't see anything to build a bridge. You know, that's a thing that's supposedly doable now, is bridge building. But how to designate where I want one to build is a different problem. Yeah, the more and more problems we're having with the wolves are making me think I do need to go clear the wolf den, although there's no wolves in the wolf den right now. Trees are slowly growing back where we clear cut them. Might cut some more trees over here. At some point I'll want to set up boar hunting as well. But did these upgrades reposition the circles? No. Oh, that's good. So after upgrading, we gained wolf carcass, so in fact the hunters will sort of seek out the wolves. And we start getting tallow. I think we were already getting tallow from the deer. Yeah, we're already getting tallow from deer and boar. Deer and boar. Or deer, boar. Oh, and there's wolf on there, right? So we gained another recipe in here, so we got deer, boar, wolf. We've gained the ability to make traps, and the traps can be used to catch small animals, which do provide a source of meat. Does, of course, come at the cost of some metal. Okay, so the firewood splitters are up and functional, so this should help with getting a lot more firewood out. Keep the city, the ever-growing city, warmer. Beautification-wise, we're going to need another one over here. We need a lot more over here. As far as garden trails. Anyway, that should be enough once that's installed to get everyone over here upgraded to tier 2, assuming they get their food variety. They need 2 food variety, I think, to upgrade. Condition 30, 30 desirability of the local area. Oh, you knew it would be too hard to upgrade. Upgrade the festival pole. Log, stone, money, sure. Maybe going through the stone a little bit quickly, but it is what it is. Let's set up some stone harvesting so we know we've got some coming in. Okay, some from the south side. A little bit there. There we go. We'll see how that works as far as gathering. Villager has been cured, that's good to know. And to be fair, all our beautifications here can be improved. Although you can see that rears the ugly. Well, I say that rears the brick problem again. All the upgrades here after stone goes brick. Oh, and I may have used up most of the iron. That's a bit of a shame. We may need to then buy more iron again for upgrading the foundry. Yeah, a bunch from Market Square, a bunch from the very large houses, a little bit from Luxury. Luxury would be the delivering of, I think, pots and candles. In there, we'll need glassware. Crops lost to disease. Oops. Did I remember to move? No. Okay. Or forget. Okay. We need to quickly move these. One more in the cycle, so they don't eat our crops. Well, we want them eating the crops, just the clover and not the foodstuffs. Right. Yeah, you want them eating the clover. That's really good for fertility. New merchant has arrived. Pots. We can sell pots. 29 pots out. Could sell the ore, but the ore is not unlimited, so I'm going to avoid doing that. We can buy more iron. Pots out, iron in. A little bit low on coal. Which I suppose could be the other limiting factors. We might not have enough coal coming in. Yeah, let's turn up the coal mine. Do you have another convenient coal mine? Oh, no. Well, we don't necessarily know a lot about coal. So that's a coal mine. That one's not too bad. That's in the limited one. That's obviously one we're going to want to take advantage of once we get the deep mines. There's one up by the base. Okay, so we know where 2 unlimited ones are. 3 unlimited ones. So we're not worried about completely depleting the map. And to be fair, coal is, you can turn wood into coal if you need to. Anyway, this guy both buys and sells paper, so we could buy paper from him. In theory, we're making paper, although maybe we're not making it very fast. I'm gonna buy more iron just to make sure our iron stockpiles don't run out. With just what's in the trading center. Another building on fire. In fact, this case, this is a pretty big building. That's a problem. Building is not currently providing entertainment. I wonder why when the theater is on fire. Yeah. Or maybe I don't wonder why. I know exactly why. Okay, 140 brick to upgrade you. Brickworks is a single level, so there's no improvement there. Remember there being a brick saving one in the tree. We've already got it already. Okay. Let's do one last check to make sure everything's up to 30. Corners are probably where it's not going to be, and they appear to be fine. So we got everything up to 30 there. So then the next pass will be improving the main neighborhood, trying to get everything up to 60. And we got another merchant in. Merchant number 3, you buy pots for a better price than merchant number 1. So we're going to sell the pots that have been delivered to you. Bad person to buy bricks from. You don't really have anything we want to buy from you. Let's get a little bit of flax fiber going, so we've got it on hand for various projects. We don't necessarily have a lot of production on that. We're only getting like 200, 300 a year. Okay, so got a decent, well, got plenty of stone. So the stone I queued up did definitely generate enough stone for going very aggressive on various stone applications. And the temple's actually a bunch of money. Oh, and the next town hall level. So we're not in a rush to the temple upgrade. Not in a rush to you. School doesn't have an upgrade. We have a shortage of that material, so we don't want to upgrade you. I probably do have everything for the healer's house, although it's competing brick-wise. Looking at time, this is probably a good place to put a part break in. I'm going to put a part break in and take a short break, and then we'll pick up where we left off and improving the city. So until next part, if you're watching on YouTube, there will be a part up tomorrow. If you're watching on Twitch, feel free to hang around. I can take a short break, just sip a little bit of tea, get the ad break out of the way, and then we'll be getting into the next part. So until the next part, and apparently we're being raided, so we'll be picking up at the beginning of the next part with a raid. So until the next part, wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part, and bye for now.